Hello students, myself Nimesh Prabha. Welcome to Process, Dynamic and Control lecture series. In my previous lecture, I completed chapter number 5. That means in that chapter we discussed about the dynamic behavior and control of distillation column. That means we discussed about what is the distillation column, how it works, and how we can control the distillation column, like concentration control, pressure control. Then we discuss about a different type of leg in the distillation column, and last we discuss about the different frequency response. Now in this lecture we start new chapter number 6. The dynamic behavior and control required in a pump and press. So the most important question asked in a GTU from this chapter is wastewater treatment plant. So in this lecture we discuss about this question. That means we discuss the procedure of the wastewater treatment, how it will make the bad water to the good water. We will discuss in this lecture. So we start with. So first one question come in our mind: what is wastewater? So basic question come. What is wastewater? So the answer is it is used water originating from domestic, industrial, agriculture and medical or transport activity. Used water becomes wastewater upon the changes of its quality, composition and or the temperature. So the wastewater is nothing but the used water. That means if the water quality is changed, that means the water quality change, temperature change or the composition change, then the water becomes the wastewater. However, the wastewater does not include water released from ponds or the reservoir for fish farm. Now, the type of wastewater. So mainly the wastewater is divided into two types. First one is wastewater can be divided into two major groups. First one is sewage water. That means sewage water is all wastewater used in domestic dwelling. That means originating from toilet, shower or sinks. So this is the first one type, that is the sewage water. And second one wastewater type is industrial wastewater. After reading them, you can understand what is the industrial wastewater. That means industrial wastewater originates from the production, industrial and commercial activities and has a different chemical composition to sewage water. So these are the type of the wastewater. So first one we understand what is wastewater, and then we discuss about which are the type of the wastewater. Now, wastewater treatment process. So the process is mainly divided into 10 steps. So we discuss how this process is done. So first one step is, firstly wastewater is drained to the WWTP. That means wastewater treatment plant is write as a WWTP by gravity through the main sewage system of the size of car. So first one step is what? To drain to the wastewater drain to the wastewater treatment plant by using the law of the gravity. Having such size object, you could hardly imagine reach the wastewater treatment plants, ranging from mattresses, fish, tree branches to pellets and disposed of by the thieves in order to get rid of the evidences. Now, second step of this process. Second step is the first mechanical stage is called preliminary treatment or the rather pre-treatment. So this is the first one step. So it's called because as we discussed in the last one slide, it's just part how we can take wastewater from the different homes or the industry to the wastewater treatment. Now, the real treatment is start. So here, the stage 1 is known as the pre-treatment. Water flows through the gravel chamber water settling out the grit from water. Afterward, gravel is disposed of at the dump. Water further reaches the bar screen used to remove a large object from the waste. So here, the large screen is used to remove the object, that is large object from the wastewater. At the first come the coarse screen and then the fine screen which remove the smaller object such as matches and the goods and the undigested food. Now, third one step. So the third one step is after the removal of the large object, the grit is to be removed from the wastewater. So in the last step, we remove the large object from the water. Now we remove the grit from the wastewater. Similar to the gravel chamber, grit chamber allows the settlement of grit. That means grit is removed. Then grit is removed from the tank and disposed of the dump. Neither gravel nor grit can be reused due to their high contamination. So here the grit we cannot reuse due to its high contamination. So this is the third one step of the wastewater treatment. Now we discuss about the next one step. So next one step is step number 4. The next step is the sedimentation stage is called the primary treatment. So first we discuss about the pre-treatment. Now we start the primary treatment, during which the wastewater flow to so-called pre-settling basin, or using the technical term pre-settling tanks. Water is driven toward the hopper in the base of the tank. Hopper arm move around the edge of the tank at the velocity of 4 cm per second. Treated with a water head toward edge and the particulates of the higher sedimentation velocity than the flow velocity settle on the bottom of the tank. This is the point where the primary pre-treatment ends and the secondary wastewater treatment is done. That means here up to the step number 4, we complete the primary treatment process. First one we discuss about the pre-treatment, then the primary treatment. Now we start the secondary treatment. After the primary treatment, the level of wastewater pollution drops up to 60%. That means when the step 4 is complete, then the level of wastewater, that means the pollution inside the water, we can drop up to the 60%. Now we start the secondary treatment. So next one stage is the step number 5. So the secondary treatment is also called the biological stage. So this is the another name of the secondary treatment. That means in some book it's written as the biological stage. It's based on the natural processes. Wastewater treatment plant use the bacteria which consume the contaminant in particular biodegradable organics, carbon and the phosphorus. Dead bacteria and the organic reduces the subsequently transform into the sludge. So here this dead bacteria and the organic reduces the subsequently transform into the sludges. Now next one step is during the biological stage the excess sludges, that means excess bacteria is pumped out and moved before the settling tank. So here this is the next one stage, and here we can pump out the bacteria, that means we added in the biological stage to move before the settling tank. So here the sludge settles and is transported to the digestion tank for the further treatment. Then we start the next one stage. So in the digestion tank, the sludge pumped out of the settling tank is heated and mixed. That means here in this stage we give the heat by increasing the temperature, and then after we mix. Afterward, biogas is produced during the digestion process from the sludge which the wastewater treatment plant can reuse. So here this producer biogas we can reuse, that means the sludge which in the wastewater treatment plant can be reused for the instance for the electrical and thermal energy production. So we know that by using these sludges we can produce the electrical and thermal energy. Now next one step. So next one step is step number 8. When the sludge digestion reach optimal level, that means the level is improved, that means the quality of water is improved, the second digestion stage takes place in the storage. Here the water is separate from the semi-solid sludge and transported back from the further treatment, whereas the residual semi-solid undergoes mechanical watering, dewater. Now, ninth stage. The sludge digests and dewatered to the optimal degree is finally disposed of at the dump. In about a month, the sludge is adequately dry out and dry. If it is complied with the agricultural standard, it can be reused for the fertilization of the industrial crop. So, in the ninth stage, the sludge digests and dewater to the optimal degree and is finally disposed of at the dump. Now we discuss the last one stage. For this is the final step of the wastewater treatment is the deep inspection of the surface water. That means this is the last stage, and in this stage we do the inspection. That means we check the quality of the water. Aim of this inspection is to analyze the contamination level, that means contamination level, ensure that the treated water complies with the highest standard defining its release or reuse for the domestic and for the industrial purpose. So this is the last one stage, and in this stage we check the quality of water. That means we can use this water as a drinking, or we can give this treated water to the industry or not. So here we check the quality of the water. So this is the whole procedure of wastewater treatment plant. So we can understand step by step procedure of the wastewater treatment plant. That means this procedure is divided into the 10 steps, and in this 10 steps we understand the procedure of that follow in the wastewater. So mainly in this lecture we focus about the wastewater treatment. So in this lecture we discuss about the wastewater treatment plant. This is the most important question as per the GK from this chapter. Many times ask this question, write down the definition, write down the procedure of the wastewater treatment plant. So you have to explain this also.